Howdy foodie people, and today we are back to another adventure in the kitchen. But oops, Tanya is not here. She's behind the camera today and I'm here in the kitchen, and I'm going to take you to this another cooking adventure. And I don't, you guys may not have seen me a lot, but I promise now that I'm going to do one video at least a week, because I love to play around with the food and discover new recipes. Now, what I'm going to show you today is a chicken recipe, and I'm going to walk you through the ingredients. Some of these ingredients you may find in our kitchen, some of these ingredients you may not, and you can but easily go and buy these ingredients from any nearest Indian grocery store, or now they are also available in Walmart, Publix, in the Asian spice section. So let's start with the chicken recipe. A little bit about this recipe. This chicken is not like a chicken masala or anything. It's a gravy recipe. So the chicken is gonna be marinated, and the chicken, you don't have to marinate overnight or anything. 20 minutes tops is more than enough. So I'm gonna walk you through all of that. But this chicken is gonna have a lot of curry in it. So it's gonna be, so you can enjoy it like dipping a tortilla or whatever you are cooking with it. We are gonna enjoy this with a flatbread that's called rumali roti. Rumal in English is like handkerchief, and handkerchief is like thin and big, men's handkerchief actually. So that's where the name came from, because this is supposed to be big and this is supposed to be thin, and it's gonna be made from whole purpose flour and some wheat flour. So to see that recipe, you can go look for another video for rumali roti, which is one of the very famous Indian flatbread. So let's get started with the chicken recipe today. So here what I have is, I have a whole chicken which is cut into pieces. Of course I didn't destroy the legs and the thighs, so they are nicely retained pieces over here. Big things that you can see over here, I have one whole red onion. I would highly recommend you to make this with the red onion and not white or yellow onion. Then I have a little piece of ginger. Now some of these things you can alter, like how spicy you want, and you can reduce or add more of these stuff. But I have some ginger, I have a whole garlic. I may not end up using the whole garlic, I may only use like half of it. I have 4 to 5 green chilies over here. And then I have a whole lemon. This will be used to marinate the chicken. And then I have 1 tomato. I have 3 to 4 tablespoons of yogurt here to marinate the chicken. And now let's walk to the spices. For the spices, I have used a very traditional 1 tablespoon that you can get anywhere. And what I am using today is some paprika, 1 tablespoon of coriander powder, 1 tablespoon of garam masala. Garam masala is another blend of whole spices. And then 1 tablespoon of chaat masala. If you don't have chaat masala, you can use dried mango powder that is readily available again. Half a tablespoon of turmeric. And this over here in the center is something which we got. It's MDH chicken curry masala. So curry, because this is gonna be not a thick base, this is gonna be like something you can dip into and enjoy. So it's gonna be a lot of curry. So I'm using in the center like 1 tablespoon, a little over 1 tablespoon of the chicken curry masala. Over here I got some whole spices, because even though I'm using garam masala, but I'm gonna use my own whole spices to make a garam masala. And that has some bay leaves, a little over 1 tablespoon of 2 tablespoons actually of the coriander seeds, whole coriander seeds. I have some red dried chilies over here, some peppercorns mixed with some cloves, some cardamom, the green cardamom and the whole black cardamom. And then I have some cinnamon sticks over here, and you can have some pity on me at this point. Excuse the marble. You can have some pity over. I hardly could get some cardamom sticks out of the spices we have, running out of it. But anyways, that's all I have here. So now to start, what we are gonna do is I am gonna not chop, I'm just gonna cut these things like onion, ginger, green chilies and the garlic, and we are gonna cut this. So now Next step is, we have everything chopped out here. I'm gonna start sauteing them, but before we start doing that, we are gonna go marinate our chicken, and then we are gonna keep the chicken aside for 20 minutes while we saute them in mustard oil. You can use canola oil, vegetable oil, whatever oil you prefer, but today's recipe I'm gonna use mustard oil because it has a very unique flavor. Okay, so that's gonna add a lot of difference. So before we start sauteing our veggies, we are gonna go and marinate the chicken. So I am gonna keep this aside, and our chicken is gonna be over here. And it's a simple marination. First thing what I'm gonna do is, you see the bone to the chicken, it's gonna keep the chicken together. I'm gonna do a little split in the chicken so that all my marination goes in. And it is not supposed to be so deep that it cut the piece into two. So just keep that in mind. So it's like little and then the leg, and then another piece over here, and then there is one more leg I cannot find, and there it is. So this leg. Okay, so we do that, and then I'm gonna have lemon squeezed. You don't want any seeds in there. Now, lemon and the dried mango powder or chaat masala that I am using in the recipe is going to bring a little bit of tanginess to the chicken. So you can reduce or increase it based on your taste. It's no big deal. I'm going to use the other half of the lemon. So you can totally tell that I don't do this very often, so I forgot to tell you that there's paprika and then there is Kashmiri chili powder. Now this chili is not a lot spicy. This is very less spicy, but it gives a good color to your recipe. So for marination, I'm going to use this, whereas I have 1 tablespoon of paprika here, which is really spicy. So I'm going to use 1 tablespoon of this over here. It's a lot of chicken. Little over that. Don't worry, this is not gonna make it spicy. Don't freak out yet, okay? And we eat spicy, so that's okay. And then before I add curd, I'm gonna rub this, give it a nice massage with all the lemon juice that's in there. Don't get sophisticated with this. Don't use spoons, just use your hands, just play with the chicken, just massage it really nice so that the slits that we made on the chicken gets all the paprika and the lemon and the flavor that it's supposed to get. Now you can see how good this look, okay? Now, so this is the trick. You don't want to add curd first and then paprika, okay? Now once I have done this, now I'm just going to add all my curd into this. So this is Greek yogurt, by the way, and I'm just going to take each bit of that curd out of this. And there we go. This is out of my way. And now I'm going to start mixing this curd, yogurt. I'm using the word curd because there are people who, like in British English in India, most people know this like as curd. So I'm just telling you guys, this is nothing fancy. Here I'm using Greek yogurt, by the way. You can use whole fat yogurt, low fat yogurt, 2% milk fat, whatever is your preference, and just marinate it really nice. Okay, so this is how the chicken is supposed to look after the marination, and I'm gonna keep this in the refrigerator right now. Okay, so what's going on over here? Two things are going on. You remember all the dry ingredients that we had, all the dry ingredients. So I'm gonna dry roast them, no oil, nothing. So remember that. Keep them on a medium flame so that they don't burn, and you have to continuously stir them. I already switched on the gas for this. So this is already going on. I'm gonna use the mustard oil as I said. So I'm gonna add some oil. Now don't go crazy about the oil, okay? You can use 1 teaspoon, tablespoon. Of course, don't go crazy by adding like a whole bottle also. It's just that for sauteing, you don't need a lot of oil. So I hardly like just greasing, and that's why I'm using non-stick pan, so I don't have to use even this is a wok. I'm using a wok which is a non-stick one. So if you don't know a lot about the mustard oil, it has a very unique flavor, and you have to wait a little bit when you add the mustard oil, so it cooks before you add ingredients to it. And the way you can tell it is that it gets a little greenish in color, and you can totally tell the change of color from yellow to a little greenish. So that's what's happening over here. And once again, don't forget your whole spices. You don't want them to burn them. So now, by the way guys, for those of you who do not know, who are watching this channel religiously, we really do appreciate you guys. Do share some new ways of how you would cook gravy chicken or something like that. We would like to try it ourselves. What part of wherever you live, what is the traditional recipe of cooking chicken over there, do share in the comments with us, and we would love to try it, or give us a link, you know, anything. I can smell the oil now. It's almost done, so I'm gonna just start throwing things in a particular order, and that order is gonna start with whole cloves of garlic. Okay, as I said, it's almost half the garlic, so I'm gonna just throw that in, and I'm gonna add some ginger and give it a little mix. As this starts to happen, give it a shaky on your whole spices. Next, you wanna throw in the chilies. The green chilies are split into half so that they give a nice spicy flavor infused into the oil. You want to do it a lot because they are also going to cook with the onion. I just want to give that ginger flavor and the garlic flavor into the oil. Keep the tomatoes for the last. Give the shaky and mix this well. A lot of crazy smells are going to start coming. No candle is going to help at this point in the house. So I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to show you how it is supposed to look before I take it to the blender, okay? Okay, so this is how our whole spices are supposed to look, okay? So I don't know if you can tell, but you can definitely smell the spices when they are about to happen, and you will see that coriander seeds color is start to change. So it's no more pale, it's like reddish. And we are going to use a mortar over here to actually add the spices and then, you know, make the fine powder out of it. Okay, so we are going to do that and show you, and this is almost about to be done, so you can see how this is supposed to look. So you can see a nice caramelization on the onions. Look at this. And the same on the ginger and garlic. So that's when this is almost done. So I'm going to take this to a blender and make a fine paste, okay? And I'll show you when that's done. Okay, so what's going on next is that I'm letting this cool, and before I blend it, and in the meantime I'm just going to add a little bit of, not mustard oil, any non-flavored oil, a little bit, literally, and then just excuse me about that. And then just do my potatoes a little bit. I don't know if you guys can see it. And I'm just gonna use, and I'm using like two medium size and one small potato just to add a little bit more flavor to the chicken curry. And I'm just gonna pan saute it, no shallow fry, nothing, okay? And once this is done, I'm just gonna take them out and show you again how they look. Okay, so I'm gonna do a little trick here. So this turn off, potatoes are almost done, so I'm gonna take them out. And I'm gonna take them out really quickly over here. And this already has a leftover oil, and this, the wok is already piping hot, and I am just gonna roast these. Just throw in there and let them burn their flavor. So they are gonna get a little nice. So after I blend this, I'm gonna blend these as well for making the little bit of tomato paste. Okay, so let's get all this done and then be back with you. Okay. So this is ready, and now we are gonna again just on a high flame, some more mustard oil. Now this is the time I'm gonna be a little bit generous with the mustard oil, because it's gonna, when you add masala into it, it kind of absorbs the oil first, and then when it is about to be done, it let the oil go, and you can see the nice oil on the side. Don't go crazy, okay? So once again, let's make sure that it's heated. Since the wok is already heated, it shouldn't take long enough. I can already start smelling the oil. And then we are going to add this and let it, with all the spices that we had. I'm going to show you, we are going to add all the spices to it and then just let it cook for 5 minutes or so. You don't have to cook for longer time, just because I already roasted the onions, the ginger, and everything else before. Now some people do prefer to not roast it and just have it. Now you can see how hot this got. So we are just, and you can see that sizzling. So I am going to reduce my flame. Use every bit of it, every bit of this deliciousness, and then just mix it. Crazy with the spices, I'm just going to add all these spices into it, and then just give it a nice mix. Okay, this is what I was talking about, how it starts oozing out the oil on the corners. This is how you can actually tell that your masala is done. Okay, so that's the neatest trick you need to know. Once it is done, it starts oozing out all the oil. Now, some more tricks that we are going to do is, not tricks, some more things that we are going to add is, this is with the mortar, all the whole spices that are blended, these are going to go in. Okay. And then we haven't add the salt yet, so I'm gonna go add some salt in this, and then we are gonna add potatoes and the chicken. Okay, so I'm gonna add salt. You have no idea how this kitchen is smelling right now, trust me. Now of course salt is gonna be as per your taste. Start with less so that you can add more to the curry. Never try to add a lot of. Since I didn't use any salt into the marination, it's fine. I'm going to go a little bit over, but don't add a lot of salt into it. And then with the salt, I'm going to add the tomato puree, the roasted tomatoes. So this is going to go in. It's going to give, you don't need to add oil or anything at this point, because the tomato puree is going to give it a little bit of wateriness that is neat before it, so that it doesn't burn. So let's do that. This is how it looks. Look how smooth this looks, but it also has a little grainier texture at this point, because that is how you want it to be. When you add water, it just dilutes the masala. Now, next thing that I'm gonna add is potatoes. First, the reason for that is that your chicken is already marinated, but not these guys. So first you want to put them in so that you can just cover them with the masala, and then you want to put the chicken in. Okay, so I mix the potatoes nicely, and now this baby needs to go in. Oh my god. I have no idea how I'm gonna put this in. There we go. And once again, just take every bit of that deliciousness out. And now just mix everything nicely before you add water or anything to it. Okay, so I'm just gonna add water now. I'm gonna mix this and let it cook slowly and nicely. And I'm gonna let it cook for like 20 minutes or so, and then I'm gonna show you how this looks like. Okay, so if you have a bigger lid to cover this up, this may really cook faster than it has actually. But you can cook it on the lid for 20 minutes, slow heat, and then you can just increase the heat, and then you can cook. And this is how this is gonna look like. So you see how the red Kashmiri chili and everything gives it a nice color, and how the oil separates and all that, and how beautiful this is. See, every chicken, you can literally see the masala in it nicely, and you can, like, it's hard to describe because I'm gonna taste it. So anyways, this is what I was talking about. This is how it should start to look. And now I'm gonna plate it everything, and then I'm gonna also give you an advice on what this goes with best, because not everything just tastes bad with naan bread. So I'm gonna plate it and show you guys then. Okay, the moment of truth. So when you're making anything like curry where you can dip things and you can enjoy the chicken and everything else, you probably want to serve those kinds of Indian recipes with chapati, roti, or something called rumali roti, which I was talking about. I'm going to do another video on how to make these, and I'm serving this with in a very traditional style with some onion, tomatoes, chopped with some green chilies, squeezed with some lime and lemon on it. And let's dig in and see how this really tastes. So I'm going to take a bite of this. I'm going to dip this. And it's really hot. Guys, if you haven't yet tried this, excuse me, you are missing something really, really delicious. Trust me, work out as much as you need to. Once in a month, go try this, make this recipe. You're gonna praise me. You can reduce the heat, you can reduce the chilies, you can take the paprika out of the equation if you want to, but oh my god, the spices are totally worth it. So please do like this, try this, share your views in the comment. Excuse me, it's too delicious. And don't forget to hit the subscribe and the bell icon on the right hand side so that you don't miss on the recipes like this. And let us know and share what is your favorite recipe of chicken and how you make it in the comment section below. We are going to read every one of your comments. So please do enjoy and have a beautiful night.